Welcome to Karafit Farms, home of delicious homegrown natural beef. Let's say you yourself have purchased some of our delicious natural homegrown beef. You take it from the freezer. You're ready to eat. But hey, this beef is cold. This beef is hard. What do I do? Well, fear not. That's what we're here for. First, defrost the beef. In this example, we'll be showing you how we would cook a brisket. The brisket has been defrosted for about 24 hours and then covered with a delicious rub. Then we go outside to the smoker, in this case, a Weber Smoky Mountain. Hot coals are poured onto cold coals and wood chunks. And then the rest of the smoker is assembled. Be careful, glowing coals are hot. So, make sure to prepare the smoker by removing any debris, in this case newspaper, left over from the coal ignition process. Assemble your smoker, then fill the water pan. This will ensure a low and slow cook. Somewhere between 200 and 250 degrees Fahrenheit is ideal. Assemble the rest of the smoker. If you have a thermometer, insert the thermometer into the side of the unit. Now, you are ready to begin preheating. When the smoker is close to temperature, bring out the beef. Be careful, don't drop it. Floor spice is not a good rub for a brisket, and lurking stray dogs may snatch up any meat that hits the ground. There's the rub placed on the smoker, fat side up. The lid is on. We're ready to roll. Now, smoking may commence. In T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Smoking ignition and start. Now we'll come back and check on this brisket in 3 hours. Smoking is a delightful hobby as you can sit and watch the smoker for hours and hours. But then, alas, it is time to do more work. 3 hours has passed, and now a mixture of apple cider vinegar and beef broth shall be basted on to the brisket to provide some much needed delicious flavor and moisture. Notice I have also inserted a thermometer into the brisket to help monitor internal temperatures. When this brisket reached approximately 170 degrees, I wrapped it in paper and brought the temperature up to almost 200 degrees before removing it from the smoker. That's right, Steve. Now we're ready to go. Here we are with my deluxe wrap job with some parchment paper. The roast was wrapped, or the brisket was wrapped. It was brought up, as I said earlier, to roughly 200 degrees. Then I placed the brisket into a cooler and let it rest for about an hour. After an hour, it was still hot, but it was smelling very, very good in the kitchen, let me tell you. The brisket was then removed from the cooler, placed onto a cutting board, allowed to rest a little longer before we cut into it. That brisket smelled so good, I wish we had smell-o-vision. There it is cut into. You can see how juicy the interior of that brisket is. Juice would run all over the cutting board. Oh, so delicious, let me tell you. Karafit Farms Brisket, part of a balanced and nutritious breakfast. And there's my lovely wife. After dicing it up, make sure when you cut up your brisket, you cut against the grain, not with the grain, or you will end up with brisket spaghetti, which is not what you want. Nobody wants brisket spaghetti. So, That's how we went from raw beef to delicious, delicious smoked brisket in less than a day using our Weber Smoky Mountain brisket cooker and a Karafit Farms brisket. Thanks for watching, and as Joe always says, keep your wheel in the furrow.